Reese to what? It's crazy because a good, well, almost pretty much my aunt. She died, and her last name was Beck, and she also has to do with somebody that's been stalking me and sexually assaulting me, drugging me and sexually assaulting me. He's a sexual predator on the offenders list. That's crazy because it was actually on the offenders list more than one time under different pictures. That's how organized San Diego Sex Offenders Registry is. Ooh, that's some Fashion Valley shit right there. Look at this Fashion Valley shit. Look, guess how much they charge for a rent over here? Guess how much they charge for a rent over here? They charge a lot for rent over here. But if I looked at my motherfucking 2-bedroom apartment and seen this shit right here, I pay about $500. That's about it. Or this right here. This building is vacant. This building is abandoned. Yeah, that looks very lovely. Very Fashion Valley-ish. Very Fashion Valley-ish. But this bush is very nice though. This bush is very trimmed. This bush is very trimmed. Organize the construction, bro. Get it together. Look, it's a fire hydrant stacked on top of a fire hydrant stacked on top of a fire hydrant. Very interesting. Very interesting. This must be the future Becker. Abandoned building called the Becker. I'm still trying to remember the name of the sex offender that's on the name. Well, there's multiple sex offenders on the list that are on several times under different names with the same pictures, or with the same name, different pictures, different name, same pictures. It's very sad how organized San Diego County is with their sex offenders. They clearly don't give a fuck. That's not very Mission Valley-ish. These apartments, $3,500 for a 1-bedroom, at least. $3,500 for a 1-bedroom, at least. Yeah. And when you cross the street to get gas, you're gonna pay at least $5.29 for gas. No brakes. No brakes. You get no brakes. The Franciscan. Oh, that over there is all called Apex. It's Apex building, like Apex Predator. You know? Like an Apex Predator. Yeah. Oh, here, look. Let me show you guys the riverbed again. I don't see any signs that say do not, this videos. This would be, okay, well, I'm not trespassing. I'm just taking a look over here because it looks dirty. I'm just bringing it to notice that this is not very Fashion Valley-like. I'm not doing anything. I'm not touching anything. Just taking notice. Oh, look, it's a couch. Anybody need a couch? I think it's a couch. Oh, it's a headboard, actually. Probably one that rape occurred on or something nasty. Yeah. Lots of spare wood. If anybody needs any wood. I'm just taking a shortcut, actually. This is a part of the riverbed right here. It's actually pretty clean over here. I'm not gonna go deep in there. We'll save that for a new video. We'll call it the riverbed sequel. Look, I bet this shit is not locked. Nope. Not locked. If I didn't have somewhere to be, I would investigate, but I don't. I have somewhere to be. Oh, you're so cute. Very Fashion Valley-like. In Canto, this is okay, but Fashion Valley is not. It's not acceptable. Bitch, where? This is not fashionable. Like, it's very interesting. There's a park. How they go up like that? They look like wall ball. Have you guys ever played wall ball? I played it when I was like in elementary school. I liked it because I could play by myself. I liked it because I could play by myself. And not because nobody wanted to play with me, but just because I could play by myself. This pipe right here is very shiny, very Fashion Valley like. Oh, see, locks. They're not locks on something that goes underground. It makes me think that there's a lot of underground activities taking place at these apartments right here, where single women are paying $3,500 for a one bedroom. Probably students, probably women that work very hard for their money. You know, probably women that expect to be safe. But when they go to sleep, little do they know the shit that's happening. And I hope that they never find out, that's complicated. I hope that they do find out, but I hope that they don't if they don't have to, because it's fucking devastating. Put a lock on that shit. Make it Fashion Valley-ish. Please. Please make it like Fashion Valley. Ooh, we're gonna get a full view of the new construction. So right now we're walking to the Humane Society, because that supposedly is where my dog was dropped off yesterday morning, even though I was told, and I told everybody else, that I was being released. And prior to that, I said, look, if you cannot take care of the dog, I have somebody. I bet there's not a lock on this one either. I bet you $1 million there's not a lock on this one either. Nope. Not very Fashion Valley-ish. Look, another cart. I mean, that makes me think, like, homeless people, no lock, we put them underground. That's what that says to me. We put the homeless people underground, because that's what we do in Fashion Valley. I don't know. Because why is there just, like, random carts here, right? There's no 7-Eleven for a while. I think the closest 7-Eleven is that way for at least a mile. Pretty sure. I'm very familiar with San Diego, and there's not a 7-Eleven for at least a mile. And it's that way, the way that I'm going. But I'm not going to 7-Eleven. But yeah, I'm just pointing that out. There's like a 7-Eleven cup and that thing, and bums love 7-Eleven. I love 7-Eleven. I'm not but bums shop at 7-Eleven because they accept EBC. Ooh, that looks new. That looks very new and dusty and fucking whatever it's called, urban. No lock. Another hold for the homeless and the homeless, the sick, and the people, the minorities. That's the word. I'm just curious why they have this thing here, because usually they show the work. Like, don't you like to see, like, what's going on in your neighborhood? Like, don't you want to see, like, you know, what's going on, like, can't think of the word. Like, you want to see it happening, like, you know, don't you get excited when you see little by little it's being built? Oh my gosh, it's almost done, you know, our new Starbucks, woo! Building on the riverbed. They don't clean it, though. We just build on top of it, stick the bums in a pothole, you know? There's 4 shopping carts. With clearly at least 2 of those were bum shopping carts. There's also not a grocery store. There's a mall that I just walked from, but there's no grocery store. A Sprouts, where those grocery carts came from. Where is the closest Sprouts? I gotta think about that. There's one in La Mesa. Oh, there's one in La Jolla. That makes sense. Yeah, there's a Sprouts in La Jolla. There's not very many homeless people in La Jolla, but there is the village, the apartments that I used to live at, right? And there's a lot of unethical stuff going on there. And there's a Sprouts there. And they like to target minorities. I have no idea what that says. I really need to learn my tagging lingo. So if you know what that says, comment below. ISOT S-Dot? I don't know. I feel like somebody is going to be cutting smiley faces in this sometime soon. I would really, really appreciate it if you guys could please donate, because I'm pretty sure that it's going to cost me money to get my dog. Oh, look, it's a FedEx hybrid truck. I don't know if you guys go back to my videos when I was in Inland Empire, and I rarely see these FedEx hybrid trucks, you know, and when I did, there was a lady screaming in the back of them. Oh, look, smiley face gang, there it is. But somebody, oh, there it is, there's the smiley face gang, right there. It's a jester, yeah. And somebody cut a smiley face, and then they cut it out, like True Religion, you know, like that. You already know. Anyways, we should like put these up so everybody can see what's going on. So everybody can see what you guys are up to. For whoever cut the holes in these, good looking. Appreciate it. So you guys can get a breeze. You're welcome. I feel like if you pay this much in this community, you should see what the fuck is going on in your community. You should see the fucking progress. All of the residents want to see the progress of what's going on. Why the fuck they're paying so much for this community? Because when I lived here, I sure wanted to go. Oh, and it's crazy too because, so, like, I lived actually in the Apex apartments for a little bit, right? And, yes I did. And, okay, that's not gonna happen. Anyways, so I lived in the Apex apartments for a while, right? And then I started getting mail from Apex, right? And somehow I fucking got stocks in Apex somehow. Imagine that. I have no idea how I got stocks in Apex. I got hardly any, but I got stocks in Apex all of a sudden. Ooh, look. Hope you guys are being ethical. Asbestos. I said asbestos. Not asbestos, I said asbestos. I don't know how to say it. You know, like that commercial. If you were working at a shipyard or a construction yard and you can't breathe, you probably got asbestos. Well, it's so coincidence that you guys all went the wrong way, right? All of them. Anyways, so yeah, so while I was staying at Apex, I somehow got stock in Apex all of a sudden. Yeah, it's crazy. So this is the Becker. This is what they're building. Oh, Bowman. I know somebody with that last name. Con Am. I also know somebody that has that company. And you know what it is? It's crazy because it's actually Con Am. They developed Con Am by hiring cons, like felons. Con Am, yeah. I have to dig through my document picture taking. But yeah, I have all of it. Lust. Fuck lust. Trophy. Lust trophy. Interesting. That's a cute little bike thing. I should probably cross. It's safe to cross now before it's too late. Ew, these rocks look really... This is not very Fashion Valley like. Not very Fashion Valley like. Somebody needs to come and clean these motherfuckers. I disapproved. I got my notebook and I'm disapproving and shit for Fashion Valley. Tomorrow I'll be in Hillcrest.